Howdy y'all, this is Stone Hook on Texas. We're going to talk a little bit about pressure flaking tonight. I got this preform here. I started out making this video a while ago. This preform was quite a bit wider than this. But that batch of concrete was right in off the edge and it was just stopping all the activity. So I just worked this edge back some more until I kind of got under that concrete where there ain't too much of it left. I'm probably just going to try to leave it about where it's at and not fiddle with it. Maybe knock this end off a little bit. Other than that, I had kind of started pressure flaking this edge a little bit before I got over there to that concrete and just stopped me. So this edge here is the raw direct percussion edge. I'm going to just rough it up, go through there and grind it up down, make sure there ain't nothing loose on it. And then just pick a side to go through and hit them low places. I mean, this side needs a little more flaking, but I'm gonna just start right here, hit that low spot, this one. Then I don't know what I'm gonna do with my concrete here. I'm gonna really focus on that little spot right there. But once I get going, I'll maybe be able to explain more what I'm doing and show what I'm doing, exactly how I'm doing it right now. This is just rough. I'm gonna just do what I can to get it to start flattening out, kind of make this smooth surface right across there. You can't see that. That's all I'm doing, really smoothing. If you can see the contours of that surface right through there, that's what I'm working on. Just smooth that out a little bit. It don't have to be perfectly smooth. Just get all the high spots here, or actually low spots. And if it ain't good conditions to drive that flake, you don't have to drive it very far. See, them flakes, they're going just not quite halfway, but they've created a really good contour there. Now I'm coming to a big bowl of percussion. See it right there? Oop, right there. That's just a flake of a bowl of percussion left over from direct percussion. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna skip that spot. I'm gonna take a little, get that back where you can see it. Dang, can't see it no more. Right there. I'm gonna just take a couple of those short flakes right here and establish me a ridge more so, like right there. I'm gonna take one more little this short. And this short. Just nibble flakes right there first, then I'm gonna take a little short flake. I almost got that ridge lined up a little bit, but I'm gonna take one more short flake. Move it over a little bit more. Now, that's just so hard to see in that camera, I guess, but that ridge is nice and straight out there now. And you barely noticed that where that little concavity was, where that bowl of concussion was too, because those little flakes around it just help feather it out. I'm gonna try to push this flake right on that ridge. I don't know if both flakes there. I'd like this flake just terminate smooth right there. I'm gonna seat my tool right there, put some good firm inward pressure, and snap them off. Boom. Yeah, that just terminated really nice. So now it's time for another little short flake. This little ridge right here, I can't do. There's a broken off flake right there already, kind of, so I can't drive anything. I just want this thing to kind of come off smooth. See, I didn't put any pressure or anything, just kind of nibbled it downwards. That same thing I'm gonna do all the way across this little concrete spot. I'm not gonna try to drive those flakes up there. I'm gonna just kind of make a little bit of a bevel to give me better access to the other side and straighten out that margin a little bit. I could take a few more right here actually. Just some little It'll be short flake. Don't want them to go very far off. I'm getting right over into that concrete. I really want them to be just kind of short and sweet. So I'm gonna put a little bit of inward pressure, but mostly all downward pressure, just to make a little short flake to try to pop off or smooth. Yep, that's good there. So I'm scared of the rest of it there because there's a old broken off flake there. I think I'm gonna take me a little flake, or maybe go ahead and try to push that on up in there, because there's a lot of broken activity right there. Well, I ain't got it even turned where you can see it. You can kind of see it right there. Broken off flake. So I'm gonna grind that real good and strong right there. Make sure I can get enough pressure what I need. Try to push that right in behind that broken spot right there. Kind of went around it. I wanted to go a little more that way, but I think I got just enough of it. I can take me a little short flake right there now, maybe smooth that out a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna take one more. That's all I got. That got me past that concrete, so that's all I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna move on down this way, work my way on down towards the base. I ain't trying to drive these flakes either unless I come to a little bit of a ridge like that right there. Dang, it's hard to see that. Now I'm gonna push one out that little ridge just a little bit. Yeah, I started making this video a while ago and direct cushioning this rock down. I wasn't, it broke that off. I wasn't hitting too good. But I stopped, was gonna pressure flake it. Well, I guess right before that though, a high-speed flake hit my finger and cut it there, and it bled all over it and all, so I ditched that video. Just started over back at this point. This is what I really want to talk about, this pressure flaking anyway. I had in mind a better contour for my preform, really thick right there. And them flakes ain't wanting to travel up there. There's some weird contours all there out in there. I don't know if you can see them in that camera, but it is. Real high spot right there. I don't know if I can reach it with pressure flakes anyway. Kinda got some of it. That was lucky. These flakes, I am pressing a little harder, trying to get on there and just smooth that contour out. There's a little low spot right in there, actually. That's the best I could do with that side there. I see a little bit that along in there could use a little more flaking, but that edge is still pretty crooked. I'm not get too worried about that. Just come on over here and get this, move this side out a little more. Because you can establish good contours just with these first few flakes here, you know, first couple passes, get some good contours established. Then you can make a nice flake score pattern without using up very much edge. As long as you got a lot of weird contours and stuff that you gotta work out and work through, you're gonna use up more edge. So this really helps just to get everything kind of smoothed out and good contours established. Right through here, I just can't push them flakes on out there. They wouldn't go because it's just a kind of almost concavity. So I'm just gonna take short flakes till I get right over here to this one. There's a little ridge right there I can push flake out on. It's hard to see that. I really have trouble just seeing it myself here. I need to replace a couple of lights. I wouldn't even have this one that's working now. Well, for Danny, it was bluff napping, and he took it with him and fixed it. And brought it back to me. Anywhere I come to a nut, there's a lot of mass right there I need to get off, so I'm gonna grind these a little bit stronger, and I'm gonna start right back here where I got a little ridge going up onto that mass. Got a little bit of a ridge right there too. I'd like to get these flakes start running over a little bit farther than they would for this. I need a little bit stronger edge there and press on a little bit more. It might have been strong enough. I'm just gonna make sure. White flake just barely went far enough. That's more of my good friend the concrete. I'm gonna kind of just short flake right there, just to the edge of it. Then I'm gonna get me a flake right up beside it. platform kind of give out on me before I was ready. Well, smoothed it out somewhat. Now this side right here, that side, this whole side could use just a little more tweaking probably, but other than that, over here, I need to smooth out this side. That margin kind of to this side right through here, so I'm mainly, and it's kind of thin right in the middle, so I need to mainly run these flakes a little farther, and these flakes for sure. That's a pretty goofy looking contour right there. It ain't like, if you see them back behind it, you know, that's good smooth contour. That's got a lot of high spot right there. So I'm gonna just crunch this end right here where all this high spot is. Right here at the base. I'm gonna leave that low spot alone. I think I'm gonna just start at the low spot, work my way backward, then the low spot forward. I got me a little bit of a ridge right there, so I'm gonna bow up on this a little better. I got this thing where I can turn it and look, I can see the underside of it to see my tool. I wish you could see that, exactly what I could see, because by looking at the underside and the top side, I can see any lip flakes I got they get rid of. And I can see right where I want the flake to go right there. I didn't get no pressure on that one. Still didn't quite get all the high spot out of it. You see that's low right through here and still got a little high spot right there. If I would have beveled this a little bit better and got a little bit closer to this side, I probably, them flakes would have probably went on a little bit farther across. But I'm gonna work my way from this low spot on down toward the tip now. That got that concrete right there too, so I'm gonna be real careful right there and just. That just crumbled. I didn't get no pressure. Still did. I'm kind of having to really bow up on these flakes. That's a lot of mass I need to cut through there just to straighten it out. I took care of a little bit of the mass kind of, but the tip, they kind of need to move over to that side. See, it's a little crooked. Anyway, that's moved that out a lot. Kind of helped the low spots some. Maybe like this section right here needs another good pass of refining that surface. I'm gonna start down here by kind of moving that tip over to that side. They straighten that tip up a whole lot. Hard to see in there, but I'm gonna start right there. I'm gonna start down here, work my way back that way. And just kind of smooth out that surface right there best I can. That concrete just breaking off right there. I'm gonna grind that a little heavier and try to get that plate come up. That's still a little bit of a high spot right there. I think my tip done slipped back in my issue stick. Hang on, let me fix that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know. It's been a long time since I had that happen. Copper just slipped back in the issue stick and I didn't even notice. But I was working down this edge, this side right here, right there. So I'm gonna just continue on down that side right there, just trying to smooth them contours out a little bit more down to the tip. It's kind of got me. Dang, it's hard to see that. If you can see that edge, you can just tell it needs a little more mass off down through right through there. But what I'm doing, I ain't been explaining either because I felt kind of like out of control. Let me get past this piece of concrete right here, and then I'll try to explain more what I'm doing. Alright, I got past the concrete. Them edges are giving way really easily, so I'm going to just lightly scrunch that a little bit more and grind it a little bit more. I got to remove material all the way down there, actually all the way to the tip to get it lined up. Mostly, you can see that low spot where I was right there. But what I'm doing, these little short flakes, I'm just kind of seating my tool up over top of that edge and just flaking straight down pretty much. And then when I want to flake, I seat that tool right on that edge. I mean the tip of the tool. I'm not up on the edge or anything. I'm seating right on to where that little bit fine edge right there. And I got it ground enough I can lean in, and I got a lot of pressure straight in on the stick. I guess looking at it here, the angle of that stick is about pointing to my end of my fingernail right there. I'm gonna just put all pressure I can for the most part and then snap it down. And you don't always got to put all the pressure you can, but these flakes right here, any kind of flake where I'm going up onto some mass right there, so a little more pressure is better than not enough pressure, I would say. And I like to look at every flake, just make sure how they peeling off. If they ain't going far enough, I press harder. If they going too far, I do something else, or grind that edge. That's an important thing. As long as that edge has got to be strong enough to build up the pressure you need right where you need it, right there. And then push flake. Then I like to just get rid of that little lip I think all that, if you notice that edge, I remember back in the day, I would have so many bulbs of percussion along that edge that I would have to use up a 1/4 inch edge just getting rid of all the lip and bulbs of percussion. See, the way this is going, I'm thinking that flake one more flat end, there's just not much bulb or percussion to deal with along that edge. Makes all the difference in the world. And they're peeling out smooth. That just makes all the difference in the world too. They just terminating smooth is very important. That just crumbled right. I didn't even get it good. No pressure, and it broke. See, that ain't much, but it broke that little flake off right there close to the edge. If I don't watch it, it'll just break another one off. So I'm gonna seat my tool right over here beside that. I ain't gonna try to show you, get that out of the camera. I'm gonna do it right there beside it. Try to press the flake right in behind it right there. So hard as heck to see. I don't know what I'm gonna do about lighting, but I'm gonna have to do something because I can't see, and I won't be able to show what I'm trying to show there. I may come to another kind of a big concavity, so I don't want to press a flake out in the concavity at all. I press one right beside it here and one right beside it there, but I ain't gonna try to press nothing up in that old flake scar right there. That get way too fast. Each pass just kind of refines it on down smoother. This side could use a little more activity right through there. Really right there too. I hate to just keep doing that and using up the width of the point and all, but it really, that's thick spot, or that's low spots actually. I wish the whole thing was that thick and consistent without them low spots right there. Looking down that thing too, I think I can afford to take a row of flakes right there down to the low spot and skip across the concrete and then take a few more right there and just kind of straighten up that edge and get rid of a little bit of mass right through there. I'm gonna just work my way down the concrete now. See what's going on at base. That thing is, I mean, the margin is right at center line, but there's a little bit extra mass right under on this side to support them flakes, I think. So if I seat my tool right on that edge, I'm pointing it right straight across, right into the air right over here. Build up the pressure. Well, I ain't getting a flake. Finally, a flake. Sometimes that first one is hard to get started right in the middle of a margin like that is, but once you get started, they seem to flake easier. Kind of skip that one. I'm gonna take a little flake, catch it out there, and push that one out there. Just to be able to get rid of mass, I need to be going at least to center line, like right through there, where these flakes need to be going to. That one there give way before I was ready. So that means I'm gonna grind it just a little bit more. I love that, boy, when you get them going good and smooth like that, and they just terminating smooth and creating that contour. Hadn't kind of crumbled or something right before it released. Well, I wasn't even thinking too, I'm getting right down into that concrete. I didn't want to flake into that concrete, really. I better pay attention. Left a ridge right there. I need to grind this. I never ground this on back here. I'm gonna put the rest of them flakes on out there and try to blend them in. Mainly right through there. Like where I almost went over and messed me up. I think I'm gonna come back this side. Well, that's all I could do with that edge. It did straighten it out a whole lot. It's got pretty good contour now. There's probably still a little mass right there. Look at the side view. A little extra mass right there, but I ain't gonna worry about that too much. Looking down this edge, it's a little bit crooked. It needs a little bit of tweaking right through there mostly. This side just needs a very little bit of tweaking too. It's pretty straight, but still a big high spot right there. Actually, if you look, there's a curve right there. So I'm gonna grind that just enough. Try to get a flake out there and clean up that spot right there a little bit. But I ain't gonna mess with this concrete back here no more. I'm taking this short flake, get me lined up better. Kind of come up that ridge right there. That ain't very good up here. I don't know if I can get past that or not. So I better grind it real good. Kind of did it, petered out right there with a little ridge of a high spot. But other than that, I'm slicking on out from there on back. Them edges breaking too soon. I should have ground that a little bit more, but I got lucky and it come off pretty smooth. Well, that's about the best I can do with it. Here, getting out of the camera. And then quiet clean off all the percussion scars. I don't know if you can see them darn flake scars. Got a little area right there too. That's them thin spots I created when I was percussioning the preform, but I need to straighten up that base a little bit. Well, we'll call that, yep, this little needle tip blade. Out of a piece of Petronelli's type of rock. I'm sorry I didn't talk no more than I did pressure staking. I just felt out of control again. This preform was a little bit rough for me to concentrate and try to think of what to say, because I'm going to try to do another one though and really focus on telling you exactly what I'm doing and why. Well, I just didn't get that done here, but I'll be back.